Hello, hello, Simple Steps to Prosperity. And today I'm actually broadcasting from London. And with me, Linda Rose Mongell. Hi, Linda.
Hello, Paula. Or should I say good
I'm
evening?
very happy that you're here with me today.
I'm thrilled to be here.
Yes, yes. So, Linda, we are going to speak of many topics today. But before I do that, I would love to introduce you to our guests who are following us today. So, Linda is an accomplished speaker, an international author. She's president of Marketing Me Ltd and chief creative officer for her latest two endeavors, TesoriRosa and Make Him Hunt. And you will tell me all about these two endeavors. I'm very curious. She's an extensive experience and a diverse background in marketing, executive management, strategic development, retail, public relations, communications, professional development, facilitation, and event production. She has an extensive experience also in retail management as a corporate contractor and facilitator, and she currently serves as a consultant and strategic planner for a number of clients. She has designed and developed communication and marketing strategies and various programs for corporations and her clients. She's a BA in public relations and communications. She's a certified trainer in the areas of diversity, women issues, brand and image building, and she's also a certified coach from the Professional Woman Network. And you are also a member of the board of directors for the Professional Woman Network, and she's also a member of several other important associations. So we have a very interesting person with us today, an expert in marketing and communications, and I'm really glad you're here, and I'm really pleased to be able to offer your precious expertise to our audience. Linda.
Thank you, Paula. I'm very pleased to be here.
Yes. So, Linda, I would like to start by asking you the following question. You have a very successful business. We've heard that you have two more businesses that you have had to your already very busy schedule. What is the biggest challenge that you had to face in, when you decided to create and then to run your own business?
Well, I created my marketing company in 1995, and I jumped in with both feet and decided to ask questions later. And I'd say the biggest challenge, and continues to be a big challenge, is overcoming the fear of failure.
Yeah, and it's very important to be aware that obstacles do come into play when you are running your own business. And how did you overcome this challenge?
Well, it's a belief system that I have, and some people may not agree, and that's fine, but I believe in positive thinking and positive energy. And I honestly feel that if you surround yourself with the right people, those that support you, those that are positive, those that see the glass half full, that you can endure and you can overcome any obstacle that's in your way. And I also think, I needed to be very open. If I had a very strong mindset of what I wanted, but I was feeling tugged to go in a different direction, I needed to honor that tug and follow that path.
Sure, sure. And that this is very important, especially when you think you are, making mistakes or things are not working out as you have planned. Having a very positive attitude and believing in, that you will make it anyway is really, really important. And Linda, you empower women with your programs and services. What are the major obstacles, both internal and external, that a woman has to face when she's starting a new business, a new venture, or a new career, and especially when this woman is not so young anymore, when she's mature?
Well, it's interesting. My greatest obstacle internally is that I am an introvert. So it takes a lot of energy and effort on my part to get out and be outward facing when I can be very content in my own little cocoon. But yet my business and my success has been with me out in public and working with people and speaking and producing events. And I think the key for a woman is to try to be able to identify what does she think her obstacles are. Self-esteem has been an obstacle of mine, and as you age, things start to shift, and weight appears in places that where it wasn't before, and outside influences. But I think to overcome any internal or external obstacle, whether it be how you feel about yourself, or negative thinking, or negative people, or toxic, what I consider toxic environment, society measuring you against everybody else, and you measuring yourself against everyone else. I think we need to acknowledge those. I think it's important to validate them. However, I think it requires an internal belief system. And one of the things that I like to share with women of all ages, and that is, you have to know yourself. You have to gain an understanding of who you really are and what makes you tick. Even if it's the color that you like, start there. Start with something simple.
Yeah, yeah. That's so true. That's so true. And if you had to advise a woman in her 50s who, wants to reinvent herself and start her own business, what would you suggest to her?
Well, I would say have conviction. You're either in or you're out. If it's something that you really want to do, forge ahead. And I think it takes confidence. I think women underestimate themselves, and I think they underestimate their value. And as we get older, there's a lot more juggling to do than when we were younger, and it's easy to get lost in all of that juggling and having different responsibilities or different priorities, and it's a constant balancing act. But I would say be true to yourself and honor yourself, and go for it. Don't allow anyone to define you or hold you back.
Yeah, and having this support, you mentioned the fact that you have to get rid in a way of your toxic environment, and by toxic environment, I'm sure you meant also people who try to put you down or discourage you when you are pursuing your goal and you want to create something different. So what would you say about that, Linda, about the people who do not support you and that may in a way undermine also your self-confidence?
Well, first of all, as much as I don't like to say this, but I do with all of my coaching clients, and that is trust no one, but trust everyone. And what I mean by that is I think you always have to look over your shoulder, no matter what. There are a lot of people out there that they don't want to see you happy because they're genuinely not happy. They don't want to see you successful because they're not successful. And I think you can get a pretty good feeling of who those people are. And if you're forced into those situations, be careful what you share. If you are fortunate enough to be able to disregard them and no longer interact with them, that would be obviously a preference. But sometimes they're very close family members, and I would say before you know you're going to see them, prepare yourself mentally so that they don't catch you off guard. They don't catch you at a weak moment. You know, protect yourself, build yourself up so that you can stand on your own, because just because somebody doesn't think you can do something doesn't mean that you can't do something, and you have to believe that.
Yeah. So before I go on with the questions for you, Linda, I just want to say to the people who are watching us that if you have any question for Linda, you can send them to info@projectprosperity.com. So at the end of my interview, I will read the questions that I received. So I repeat, info@com for the questions that you want to ask Linda. In my presentation, I said that you are a marketing expert, and marketing and promoting yourself is one of the biggest challenges that my client have to face, especially when they're starting out a new business and they think that they cannot compare to their competitors because they are too old or they are not experienced enough, they are starting something new. So what is your advice about that?
Well, I think a little competition is healthy. If we all felt that the competition was bigger and better, we wouldn't have choices. We wouldn't have different stores to shop in. We wouldn't have different products to choose from. We would only have one because everyone would say and would think that, well, I can't do better than they did, so therefore I'm not going to. I think people bring a unique gift to whatever it is that they want to offer, and I don't think you should allow other people to get in your way. I mean, I just started a jewelry company. How many jewelry companies are there? How many people are selling jewelry? But it's a passion of mine, and I think I have something that's unique and different that people are really going to like and enjoy. Not everyone, but that's okay. But I think too, if you look at marketing is, a lot of times it's, the man behind the curtain. There's this, right? There's this little man, that has control of all of these things, and if you, dig a little deeper, you get to the core of who it is. Don't be intimidated by that. Do your homework. Make sure that you know your subject and that you're comfortable in what it is that you want to do, and know who you are.
Yeah. Each one of us is unique, so even if you sell the same or offer the same thing as your competitors, I mean, the way you do that is unique in itself. No one else is like you. Linda, you know that I believe, and I'm sure that you share this belief with me, that personal branding is very important today, and I see it also as a way to get to know yourself better and to be more focused on what you do. So what do you do for your personal brand and your social media presence?
Well, I knew you were going to ask this question, and if I had a choice, I would have probably scratched it off, but I think it's an important question to ask because, what's the story about the shoemaker? I don't have shoes, but, I've made shoes, great shoes for everyone else, and I'm behind that which I've done for other clients. So with that said, I've just launched two new ventures, and I'm now going back and I'm rebuilding my brand for Marketing Me, and I'm rebuilding my brand as an author. I think it's important to, again, Google and research and redefine who you are and where your passions are. My Marketing Me company is now really narrowing its focus to marketing strategy. I'm a strategist because I've been able to identify through all the work that I've done is that the doing part isn't what interests me. It's the building from scratch that I love. It's taking on challenges that no one has taken on, and getting people and companies to a place where once they're all connected and together, then they can take the ball and then run with it. So it's really about assessing, and again, it requires thought, requires time, it requires brainstorming, even if it's on post-it notes, to really just constantly think about changes. Nothing is static.
Yeah.
Always moving.
And yeah, putting all this together, we mentioned, you said you're a marketing strategist. We said how important it is to have a personal brand and to recreate and rework on your personal brand as you evolve, as you add other ventures, other businesses to your main business, or simply maybe you expand your business, or you are reinventing yourself from scratch. And we mentioned several times in our conversation the word uniqueness. So what is the number one ingredient for a successful marketing strategy that brings this uniqueness element into it?
I believe that the things that we do really well, we take for granted.
Yeah.
That the smallest things, from whether it's helping a girlfriend with an outfit, or it's organizing a drawer, or your kitchen cabinet, something. Those little things that you love to do and that are just so good at that you don't think about. That's your uniqueness. That's a gift. But we take them for granted as though it's something everybody can do, everybody has, and that's not the case. And that's why I love marketing. So I realized a long time ago that people use the term loosely, but they don't really understand it. And for me, it's a lot of it is innate, just my innate understanding and ability to see things differently that people don't see. And I think sometimes we need to take a step back. And when I look back at when I was a little girl, I didn't play in the kitchen. I taught school. That's what I love to do. So I look at myself very much like a teacher. I'm constantly learning, and those little things that I always thought, well, people know how to do that. They know. No, they don't. You know how to do that. You know how to do those little things, even if it's packing a lunch, even if it's baking the best cookie, and people say that's the best cookie. Look at Mrs. Fields. The smallest things that you think aren't important are extremely important, and that's what makes you unique, and you should bring those to the surface.
Yeah, yeah. Linda, you know how passionate I am about having a business online and having the opportunity to bring my business with me. I'm in London now. I'm usually in Rome, and my business doesn't stop because I'm traveling. So I know that you share this passion with me because your ventures, if I remember correctly, are both online, the new ventures that you mentioned. So there are many people, especially, more mature people, who are a little bit, afraid about this idea of creating a business online because they are not experts in technology. They are not technology savvy, as you say, and but it shouldn't be so scary. So if you had to advise somebody who is starting to look at the opportunity of building a business online and is just starting out, what would you suggest just to begin, the first steps that one should take?
Google. Google and YouTube. There is a lot of free information today that we didn't have when we started. I think if you want to become familiar with something, there are so many people out there that want to share their knowledge and give you basic steps just to create some familiarity. And don't be scared. Take it one step at a time. I think it is overwhelming when you venture into a world that's unknown, and the older you get, the more difficult it becomes. But it doesn't need to be that way, and you don't need to tackle the world. You just take a step at a time.
Yeah, and also when you receive so much information, googling things and watching things on YouTube, choose the person that you like, that is giving advice, and follow that, because otherwise if you start to try this and that, are all over the place and it gets more confusing. So as you said, one step at a time, but just follow also the people that you think have authority and that you trust, or whose style you like. What does prosperity mean to you, and what is the number one prosperity secret in your life?
Well, prosperity means to me knowing that I have all that I need. And today I can tell
Yeah.
you that I have all that I need. Tomorrow might be a different story. Because again, it's about balance. It's about fulfilling your own needs as well as others. And my secret to prosperity, I would say, is giving back. Because the return on giving back is unmeasurable. The reward, that the feeling, the satisfaction, just the awe when you've given to someone and you can sit back and just be in amazement because you did something that made a difference.
Yeah. And what does success mean to you?
Success means doing the things that I've set out to do. There are great quotes about success that are out there, and one of the ones that resonates with me is the one that talks about failure is never having tried.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have an idea, of which we'll talk about here shortly, and I follow through on it, to me, that's success.
Yeah. Yeah. Linda, I believe that feeling fulfilled and happy about life requires finding a balance. You mentioned the word balance several times. A balance between the different spheres of your life. So your physical, mental, and
Oh, I lost you there for a second.
can you hear me?
There you are.
Yeah.
We just had a
Did you hear
hiccup
the
in our.
question?
No.
No, okay. I said that I believe that in order to feel fulfilled and happy in your life, you need to find a balance between your physical, mental, and your spiritual life. So what do you do to find or to keep this balance in your life?
Well, balance is a constant juggling act, but a few of the things that work extremely well for me, one is yoga. My brain never turns off. Even when I'm sleeping, my brain never shuts down, except when I'm doing yoga. And maybe because I have to concentrate so much now that I'm older on what I'm doing that's all I have room to think about. But it's great for rejuvenation. I also love to meditate, and again, because my brain does not shut down, it took me quite a while to learn just to be still for even a few seconds. But that helps me with clarity and with direction, because there's so much noise around us all the time that it's important to stop and to think. I play the piano. It's always been one of my greatest escapes because it clears everything out, and that's all I can do. I've become far more conscious about diet and exercise, because I notice when I'm very clear-minded versus when I'm sluggish, which is very, very important. What else do I do? And every morning I look out my window and I watch the birds and the squirrels. And this morning there was a beautiful bluebird on the bird feeder, and I've never seen him before, and he was just exquisite. And it's really stopping, and when the expression "stop and smell the roses," I stop and I smell the roses, because you just have that one moment, and we can work ourselves into a complete and total frenzy, of which I'm expert at, but I've learned to appreciate the moment and what's around me.
Linda, you're such a multi-passionate person. You have many passions. You are a dancer too. And now you are adding two new business ventures to your already rich passions. So tell us a little bit more about these new ventures that you are starting.
Well, I had an opportunity to go to a big jewelry conference in Las Vegas, and in the convention center in Las Vegas, there are so many vendors. So they have different areas with different countries. You have Thailand, and you have Italy, and you have the United States, China, and of course, being of Italian heritage and my love for Italy and Italian design, I worked my way up to the Italian jewelry section and was just enamored with the beautiful, beautiful pieces and vendors and creativity. And there was this one vendor that I kept going up to, because there was something about his products that resonated with me. And I thought, gosh, I always talked about doing something, in the jewelry world. I have a history in years ago in my retail business. I don't know many women who really don't like jewelry. Plus, the connection with this was that they're natural gemstones, and I think it's neat to have a connection with the earth. So, of course, I worked my way out to Italy and decided I'm going to start selling unique, one-of-a-kind pieces, and that goes to our discussion of the uniqueness of a woman, and that is you can wear a piece of jewelry that is your statement, and you don't have to worry about somebody else having one because they're not gonna have it. And it's sterling silver and natural gemstones, and I have an excuse to travel to Italy and have some fun.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love playing with it. I have here's a piece that I have. This is smoky quartz and pearls. And what I love about this, it has different pieces. So if you want a short necklace, you can make a short necklace, like here, because this unhooks. So you can wear it long. You can wear it like this. You can make a couple bracelets and have a short necklace. You could just make a bunch of bracelets because it's kind of like a convertible necklace. And I just think that, I mean, how wonderful for a working woman, or if you're traveling, like the outfits that you have that you can travel with 3 pieces and last a month. This is one of them. And then, of course, funny enough, this is turquoise from Arizona, but handcrafted in Italy with the sterling. So this is the meteorite and gray quartz, and I don't know if you, there you go. So it's fun. It's fun to play with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Linda, I have a question. Marina is asking, what do you do if you don't know exactly what you are passionate about, and so you don't know what you can do?
That is a great question. First, before I forget, I just want to tell the people that are non-PWN members, Professional Women Network, there are some great books, of which I am an author in many of them. There are great books to help empower women and to help women find their purpose or their passion. Here I have a chapter called Your Reflection, Who Are You? Great steps to walk you through that process, and there's chapters on believing in yourself, and there's women that share their stories about where they've been and what their dreams and desires are. And I think I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to answer that question. I think it's more about just get a piece of paper and start writing down things you like. What types of things make you smile? What makes you laugh? What makes you cry? If you walk into a store, where do you tend to go first? Do you go to the housewares department? Do you go to the shoe department? And just start listing things that you notice or that stand out to you. If you're looking through a magazine, start a clippings file of the things that look interesting, or articles that you've read that you want to hang on to. And I think through that process you will start to find a pattern, and it will help guide you to, I really do like this. I really do like, you keep going back to that one thing. One of the things when I talked about being young and teaching school instead of playing house, I used to clean my little house because when I grew up I had a basement, and quarter of the basement was for me and the other quarter was for my brothers and the other half was for my parents. And I remember cleaning and organizing and nesting, and to this day one of my happiest times is when I'm organizing something, even if it's a messy drawer, or I'm color coordinating my closet, because yes, I'm I'm weird that way. It makes me giddy. It makes me happy. I love doing it. I love clipping my roses. Whoever thought I'd be, clipping roses? But I enjoy it. I enjoy that. So I think it really does start there. And again, it goes back to what is easy for you, you take for granted. What you love so much, you take for granted. We all do it. I see it all the time. So that's where I would start. Don't put pressure on yourself to answer the question.
Yeah, yeah. There is another question, an interesting one, and she's called Rose, like you, and she says that when she sells, she feels that she's bothering people, and so she doesn't, she doesn't manage to sell her things. She feels ashamed of doing this. What would you say about that?
Well, I completely understand that. And to me, selling is not selling. I think the best way to sell is to be a display of what you sell. It's being your brand, it's being your product, it's not trying so hard, because I think the opportunities will present themselves differently if you don't, again, the pressure to sell, people see it, they see you coming, and they're going to run the other way. But, I mean, I don't know what the product is, so I can't really elaborate on any suggestions, but social media is a great avenue, and if you watch some people, especially I love to follow designers, if you watch them, they're not always showing you stuff that they've designed. They're showing you landscape pictures, or a cool dessert that they've come across, or it's about lifestyle and culture as opposed to just what they offer.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Linda, thank you. We have taken a lot of your time, and thank you for being with me. But I want to say this. First of all, if you can say to the people who are following us where they can reach you. And in any case, I'm putting up a page on my website with all your contact details, and I will also publish your contact details on my social media pages. So if they want to get in touch with you, they can do that. But I would like you to say now where they can reach you.
Well, you can reach me on my Skype, which is Auntie Linda Rose, AUNTIE Linda Rose, with Linda with an I, and email is LRMongell, that's LRMONGELL at marketingme.com.
Perfect. Linda, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being with me. And thank you for the precious advice and suggestions that you have given us tonight. And once again, all the contact details, if you want to get in touch with Linda, ask other questions, you will find them on my website and on my social media pages. Thank you so much, Linda.
Bye.
Bye-bye, and we'll keep in touch. We'll speak soon again.
Yes, ciao.
Ciao, Linda. Bye-bye.